my God.
It's definitely getting worse.
Okay. All right. Is your tongue swelling up?
Either that or my mouth is getting smaller.
The world fell in love with 6 20-somethings spending their days in a cozy Central Perk booth. But behind the laughs and "we were on a break" debates, this sitcom tiptoed over several traps that could have cut it short.
I thought our relationship was dead.
Well, you sure had a hell of a time at the wake.
Here's a countdown of moments when Friends nearly faded into TV history. Number 1. The real-life romance fallout between David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston. Let's go back to the mid-1990s, when Thursday nights belonged to NBC and millions tuned in for Friends, eager to watch the sparks fly between Ross Geller and Rachel Green. Behind the studio laughter in Central Perk's coffee cups, rumors began to swirl about a real-life rift between the actors themselves, David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston. As Ross and Rachel's on-screen roller coaster took off, whispers circulated that things were cooling off behind the scenes. Tensions reportedly escalated during those pivotal moments. The first adorable kiss, the infamous "we were on a break" storyline, and the era-defining breakup in Season 3. For those inside Studio 24 at Warner Brothers, anxieties ran high. Could the show survive if these two leads lost chemistry off-camera? Had the friendship between Schwimmer and Aniston soured beyond repair, Friends may have lost its signature "will they, won't they" magic. Executives and writers watched nervously, knowing the fate of TV's most iconic couple, and maybe even the entire series, hung in the balance. Luckily, professionalism and camaraderie prevailed. By keeping their dynamic strong for the cameras, the cast delivered 10 years of laughter and genuine heartbreak before the show's bittersweet finale in 2004. You can almost taste the bittersweet nostalgia every time you hear "I'll be there for you," remembering how close we came to missing out on this legendary love story. Number 2. The Studio Lot Fire, 1996. The smell of burnt wood and smoldering costumes briefly threatened to silence the laughter on America's favorite couch. In 1996, during filming for the 3rd season of Friends, a massive fire broke out on the Warner Brothers studio lot in Burbank. The blaze, fueled by old wood and dry backlot brush, tore through sound stages and left the nighttime sky pulsing with orange light. Crews and cast watched anxiously as flames came mere yards from Central Perk, the pulsing heart of Rachel, Ross, Monica, Chandler, Joey, and Phoebe. Studio executives held their breath. If Stage 24 went down, so would the Friends sets, along with precious scripts and costumes for episodes like the one with the football. The fire department worked through the night, managing to halt the fire's advance just short of the main stage. Repairs started immediately, halting production but never canceling it, a testament to both timing and pure luck. Weeks of delays followed, but set builders patched walls and refinished the beloved orange couch. The sitcom that had millions tuning in each Thursday escaped total disaster by a smoky margin. For the Friends cast and crew, and for those who gathered around their televisions in 1996, the fire became a hushed legend, a near miss that added another layer of legend to the sitcom's already rich tapestry. As the repaired lights blinked back on, laughter filled the studio once more, forever marking Friends as a survivor on and off the screen. Number 3. NBC's temptation to spin off. Joey Early. The laughter echoing from Central Perk once seemed unbreakable, but behind the scenes, cracks almost appeared long before the show wrapped in 2004. NBC executives, eager to cash in on the lovable goofball charm of Joey Tribbiani, flirted with spinning him off as early as Season 7. Matt LeBlanc's easy humor and affable grin had made Joey a household name by 2001, and network higher-ups saw an opportunity to ride his rising star into a new era. Rumors swirled in entertainment columns, questioning if the group's chemistry, its very heartbeat, could survive the loss of its daffiest friend. While brainstorming sessions raged at 30 Rock, the creators and cast doubled down on what made Friends feel like, well, Friends. The ensemble magic, late-night takeout scenes, and 6 mugs jostling on Monica's table. The dynamics of Rachel, Ross, Monica, Chandler, Phoebe, and Joey were never meant to fracture, but executive pressure kept the threat real. Even as late as the iconic "The One with the Engagement" picture in 2000, LeBlanc's magnetic presence was under serious scrutiny for spin-off potential. Ultimately, everyone stayed put, at least until the show's natural finale, preserving 10 glorious seasons of coffee talk and apartment shenanigans. Every time you rewatch, remember how close we came to seeing those orange couch credits roll early, and savor the balance that kept the group together for one unforgettable decade. Number 4. 10 Times Friends, 1994, almost ended early. Behind the wisecracks at Central Perk and the infamous Orange Couch, a storm brewed in 1998 that almost pulled the plug on Friends long before its final episode. Co-creator Marta Kaufman, exhausted from the unrelenting pace of producing an NBC smash hit and butting heads with the network brass, reached the edge of burnout. She was ready to walk away, leaving both devoted fans and the entire cast teetering on the brink of uncertainty. NBC executives, terrified of losing the golden goose, launched a high-stakes scramble to keep the creators in the fold. Friends was too big to fail, anchoring the Thursday night lineup and bringing in millions of viewers with each new episode. The threat of losing Kaufman, along with David Crane, the other creative half, became headline news. It wasn't just about scripts or storylines, it was about keeping the soul of the show alive. As tempers cooled and deals were reshuffled, the Friends creative team eventually brokered their return. The show's heart kept beating, giving fans 6 more years of escapades in Monica's apartment and that iconic fountain splash in the opening credits. Had NBC not moved swiftly, the end could have come long before 2004. Glancing back at those potential endings, you realize television history sometimes hangs by the narrowest of threads, each laughter-filled night a little more miraculous for what almost wasn't. Number 5. Courtney Cox's pregnancy and Season 10. Writing. In the humming writers' rooms of Friends, late-stage chaos brewed as Courtney Cox's real-life pregnancy collided with Monica's scripted journey. It was 2003, and after nearly a decade defining Thursday nights on NBC, the cast and crew faced a dilemma few saw coming. Monica and Chandler, beloved for their fertility struggles, were never meant to have a biological child. But as Courtney Cox's pregnancy became visible, continuity was threatened and scripts hung in the balance. The show's creators, Marta Kaufman and David Crane, scrambled to keep Monica's wardrobe loose and cleverly staged, employing baggy sweats, large purses, and at one point, strategic placement of laundry baskets to shield Cox's bump from the camera. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The studio was laser-focused on wrapping production without delays or rewrites, and there were whispers that if things slid off course, Friends might not get its proper send-off. Tensions trickled down to every level, prompting the cast to savor their final moments between takes. But the writers, relentless and inventive, managed to steer the season, keeping Monica's arc true while letting Courtney's real journey remain visible only in fleeting glimpses. When those final chords of the Rembrandts played in May 2004, the audience could never have guessed just how much fast thinking, clever camera tricks, and last-minute edits saved the ending. At the wrap party, laughter mixed with tears, a testament to how messy art and real life sometimes intertwine, creating a finale that felt, against the odds, like goodbye done right. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever spot Courtney Cox hiding her pregnancy on Friends? Or do you remember another sitcom scrambling to hide an actor's real-life change? Share your favorite production secrets or near misses in the comments below.
You still want that baby?
Number 6. The cast's historic salary standoff, Season 2 to 3. In the glow of Central Perk's neon lights and the laughter echoing across living rooms nationwide, turmoil brewed just behind the scenes. By the end of Friends' second season in 1996, the 6 ensemble stars, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer, were no longer content to earn less than their new status deserved. The cast demanded something rare in television: equal pay for every main member, refusing to settle for individual deals or uneven raises. As filming for Season 3 drew near, NBC found itself staring down a full production halt. Rumors swirled of replacements, and some network executives even threatened recasting beloved roles if the standoff continued. Still, the cast united, turning down pay offers that would divide them. Their gamble paid off. In 1996, the studio agreed to boost each actor's salary to $100,000 per episode, astronomical at the time and historic for ensemble deals. That moment set a new standard for television, inspiring future casts to negotiate together for fairness and recognition. Behind all the laughs and iconic coffee mugs, those nail-biting contract talks nearly ended one of TV's true cultural touchstones years before its 2004 finale. Today's stars have the Friends cast to thank when they fight for equality. And the rest of us still have our favorite 6. Imagine the show with anyone else. Hard to picture, right? Number 7. Matthew Perry's rehab stints, News headlines blared and rumors raced through studio lots. Could Friends survive losing Chandler Bing? Behind every quick-witted joke and sarcastic rejoinder, Matthew Perry was quietly fighting a much larger battle. In particular, during seasons 6 and 7, Perry's deeply personal struggles with addiction forced production to a standstill. Scripts were rewritten, entire episodes delayed, each new tabloid update sending chills down the spines of devoted fans and cast alike. By the year 2000, the ensemble's unity was put to the test as Perry entered rehab multiple times, the character of Chandler artfully written in and out of scenes so viewers barely noticed the strain behind the laughter. It wasn't just a television schedule at stake. The storylines of Monica and Chandler's newlyweds arc hung in the balance, and every break in filming reminded everyone how much the heart of Friends relied on all 6 leads. David Schwimmer, Jennifer Aniston, and Courtney Cox reportedly rallied around Perry, their off-screen friendship lending strength to the sitcom's on-screen chemistry. For millions watching, the seamless return of Chandler seemed like TV magic, but those close to the production knew every moment on screen was hard-won. As the credits rolled each Thursday night, fans rarely sensed how close they'd come to losing a favorite. The laughter echoed a bit deeper for the creators who just weathered another storm, grateful for another week with all 6 friends on the world's orange couch. Number 8. Low early ratings in Season 1. The early days of Friends felt anything but certain. When the show first aired in September 1994 on NBC, not everyone was grabbing a Central Perk mug or humming along with "I'll Be There For You." The pilot drew modest ratings, hovering around 21 million viewers, strong by some counts, but nothing compared to the behemoths filling Thursday nights. NBC executives took close notice. Talk spread of a possible shuffle-off must-see TV, as the cast of mostly unknown 20-somethings hadn't yet found their comedic groove or cemented a national following. But something shifted by episode 3. Strategic scheduling alongside heavyweights like Seinfeld and ER, and a nudge from glowing reviews in outlets like Entertainment Weekly kept Friends afloat. A bus ad on Sunset Boulevard, quirky one-liners from Chandler Bing, and Monica's iconic purple apartment all landed just right. The word-of-mouth factor was real. By Thanksgiving, the ratings caught fire, with the episode "The One with the East German Laundry Detergent" signaling a new cult favorite in the making. If NBC had panicked or moved the show to a barren weeknight, Friends could have quietly faded after just one season. But instead, it found its rhythm, and by spring 1995, the tune of coffeehouse laughter belonged to living rooms across America. Sometimes all it takes is a network's leap of faith and the right time slot to change the pop culture conversation forever. Number 9. Lisa Kudrow's fear of being fired. Studio lights were bright, the audience laughter nerve-wracking, and Lisa Kudrow, despite her comedic brilliance, stood backstage with a persistent knot in her stomach. In those very first tapings of Friends in 1994, Lisa worried that her take on Phoebe Buffay might be her undoing. Each line delivered as the offbeat, quirky oddball left her convinced the network would ask for a different face by episode 2. Kudrow's unique comedic rhythms and Phoebe's dreamy, unpredictable energy were a risky break from the more familiar sitcom types. Where Rachel and Monica felt like people you knew, Phoebe was something new, zany, guileless, always just a little off-kilter. Showrunners Marta Kaufman and David Crane, however, saw something irreplaceable. They recognized Phoebe's heart and the magic Kudrow brought, so they doubled down, offering reassurance and notes that played to Lisa's strengths. By the time the Central Perk gang truly gelled in those opening Season 1 episodes, Friends was already on its way to becoming the NBC juggernaut that defined Thursday nights. With each smelly cat strum and spacey confession, Lisa Kudrow's Phoebe didn't just survive. She became the secret soul of the group. Today, it's almost impossible to imagine those orange sofas without her. Every nervous joke, every offbeat smile was part of the alchemy. Sometimes the quirkiest piece is the one a show can't live without. Number 10. David Schwimmer's initial hesitation. You can almost feel the tension in the room when producers learned David Schwimmer might not be their Ross after all. Before Friends premiered in September 1994, Schwimmer was weighing his options, haunted by disappointing experiences from failed pilots and the non-stop treadmill of audition cycles. To him, another sitcom risked another letdown. The grind of Los Angeles pilot season, with its endless callbacks and dashed hopes, had nearly convinced him to step away for good. But this time, something was different. The writers crafted Ross Geller with Schwimmer squarely in mind, from his dry sarcasm to his gentle but befuddled academic heart. Knowing his wit and awkward charm would anchor the group, they made a personal appeal. Schwimmer's return didn't just give Friends its paleontologist, it made him the emotional anchor for Monica, Chandler, Phoebe, Joey, and, of course, Rachel. With him on board, the chemistry gelled in those first NBC rehearsals, and what could have been just another sitcom found its soul. His hesitation nearly changed television history, but ultimately, his leap of faith helped Friends become a decade-defining phenomenon. Imagine what that iconic Central Perk couch would sound like without David's singular blend of nerdy heartbreak and clumsy hopefulness. Sometimes all it takes is the right role, the right moment, and the right friends.
No, hey, no, I'm not freaked out. I'm indignant as a consumer.